Hey Rusty, it's great to see you, and it's always a pleasure to get together. You and I had a conversation a couple months ago that we felt was so compelling that we really wanted a chance to share it with everyone, and that's why we've got together today. But before we get into anything, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. We're in lockdown like everybody else, but that's the thing about it. We're all kind of in it together, so we're just taking one day at a time.
That's exactly right. One day at a time is a great mantra for all of us. So, if you recall, it was actually around the holiday season. You and I had sat down together, and for those watching, Rusty and I have been friends for a long, long time. Rusty is a graduate of the University of Connecticut, and I'm also a graduate of the University of Connecticut, and our families have members in them that are University of Connecticut graduates. Rusty, who else in your family's graduated from UConn?
My whole family, my wife Ann and I at stores, and then my daughter Taylor, and also my son Steve, who you had, I believe, in a couple of classes, didn't you?
That's right. That's right. I had brought up a conversation with you about legacy and what it is that we leave behind and how we can, just make sure that we're taking care of people long after we're gone. And you had a really kind of poignant response to me, and I'll let you kind of talk a little bit about what the advice you gave me. But it stuck with me, and it was at that moment in time that we said, really, this is something that we should talk about with everybody.
Yeah, life insurance, short-term disability, those are things that are very important, especially somebody in your station in life, young family, probably got a mortgage. And these are things that we don't think about when we're young and single. And if you wait too long, it can kind of get away from you. So it's really finances 101.
You were able to kind of talk to me a little bit about why it's so critical, and not only just to protect our families, but why it is a good investment for us here and now, just to make sure that we are setting ourselves up for a future, whether we're here, right, with some of the options that are available, or in the unfortunate circumstances that we were to have to leave before our time.
I know that when I talk to younger people and we finally get to a point where they're going to buy some life insurance or short-term disability, they're so happy. I can almost see like a weight off their shoulders. They're so relieved. I've had young teachers at the school hold up the receipt of the life insurance and take a picture so they could send it to their dad and say, look, I did it, Dad. I finally took your advice. They know they need it, but they don't always know what's the best approach on how to get it.
So, Rusty, it seems like there's advantages to both whole and term life insurance. If you could boil it down and say that there was maybe one or two particular advantages for each kind, what would they be?
Term life insurance lasts for a term. So 10 years, 15, 30 years, while you're employed at your place of employment, those are all terms. They all end at some point. Term life is less expensive than whole life or universal life or permanent life because on a permanent life insurance policy, if you pay it till you take your last breath, they're going to pay out at some point. It's guaranteed that you're going to get that money, or your survivors, your beneficiaries are going to get that money. I like to find out what people are trying to cover, what they're trying to accomplish. And as I tell people, something is better than nothing. The time to get all of this life insurance is when you're young and healthy. The older you get, the more expensive it becomes. Every year you age, it becomes more expensive.
We were actually getting pretty close to coming together, and we had actually made an appointment that we were going to get together face to face, and we were going to sit down and we were going to come up with a plan. But unfortunately, the COVID-19 outbreak was not going to allow us to do that. And I got this great text message from you that said, don't worry about it, Rory, we can meet virtually. And we went ahead and we met virtually. It's a really exciting opportunity for folks who are busy or may not have the means to be able to get together with folks all that easily, to still be able to sit down with someone like yourself and to retain a lot of information. Can you talk to me a little bit about what it's been like meeting with folks in the virtual space to help them with these solutions?
So yeah, we can do everything virtually now. We can do everything through text. I have a website people can go on, get a price, sign up, answer all the medical questions. So there's really no reason to meet in person anymore. It's really a great way to do business. And we've been set up like this for over a year now. So we're really well positioned to meet with people online, virtually, and get them the life insurance or the short-term disability coverage that they need.
Why are you so passionate about this topic, and what does it mean to you?
Rory, I meet so many young people that know they need something, but they really just don't want to talk about death. It's not an easy conversation to have with people, to talk about beneficiaries and how much money your family's going to get when you pass on, but it's so important. So I really have a passion to meet with young people, explain the differences between term and permanent, go over their short-term disability, and I can see the sense of relief. They're just so pleased that they know that they've got coverage now, and it makes them feel a lot better about the unknown certainties of the world, which today are larger than they ever have been. So it's a real sense of accomplishment when I can explain this to people and they understand it and they want to participate in it.
If anybody's watching right now and they're interested in either following up with you or they just want to get some more information about life insurance, what advice do you have for them?
Contact me. You can call me at 860-213-1777 or send me a text. I do a lot of texting. Send me an email, rlanzit@gmail.com. And you can go to my website, which is rustylanzitinsurance.com. There's some calculators. There's some other information in there that helps explain some of the topics that we've covered today, Rory.
I appreciate everything that you've done for me and my family. I know that you have the opportunity to help many others, so I hope that you and your family continue to stay safe during this crisis, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thanks so much, Rory. Take care.